more Bobby Petrino watches his football team, the more he likes them. Petrino very happy with the Cardinals' effort in their first preseason scrimmage today. Now, cameras weren't allowed, but according to Petrino, the offense in particular was very impressive in the 105-play scrimmage. They scored 8 touchdowns, including 5 scoring plays of over 20 yards. Petrino says this year's team is light years ahead of where they were at this time last year. It's a very good sign as they are now less than 3 weeks away from the season opener against Charlotte.
Oh, yeah, we are. I just keep going back to last year. These guys were out there and you know, we might have had coaches out there telling them what the play was. Hey, it's 80, run a curl. You know, now they know that. So now what they're working on is running it the right way. And like I said, I think that helps you get better with the technique within the X's and O's. And I've always felt like that's how you win. You know, everyone can draw up the plays on a board, but it's how you execute the play within the scheme. And we're improving on that.
Meanwhile, in Lexington, the big news coming after the Wildcats' first scrimmage today. UK head coach Mark Stoops says safety Darius West will miss the entire season. The sophomore injured his knee Friday. West was projected as a co-starter on the depth chart at free safety. He had 17 tackles in 10 games last season. As far as the rest of the scrimmage goes, Mark Stoops was happy with the way his offense looked. Drew Barker looking more and more comfortable running the offense. Behind Barker, however, is another quarterback coming into his own. He is junior college transfer Steven Johnson. There are times Steven Johnson still can't believe he's a member of the Wildcats.
This is just truly incredible, all this stuff, all these things, to have made it this far. And I'm just glad and thankful for this journey.
Johnson's journey to Lexington and major Division I football hasn't been easy. At a young age, he suffered from Tourette syndrome. He says football gave him the confidence to step out of his shell.
I would have a really fast blink. The only time I didn't see it happening was on the football field. I wouldn't have the tic and I wouldn't have the different symptoms that I was having.
Coming out of high school, Johnson wound up at Grambling State, but an injury in his redshirt freshman season led him to leave the school. Hoping to get noticed, he went the JUCO route and signed to play for College of the Desert, a community college just outside Palm Springs, California.
First few games of the season, it didn't look very well for me. A few times doubted myself if I made the right decision, but it all seemed to have worked out.
It was at College of the Desert where Johnson actually attracted the attention of Kentucky co-offensive coordinator Darren Hinshaw, who was looking for an experienced quarterback to join the team.
We got here, Coach Stoops said we had 2 quarterbacks to transfer before I even got here, so we were down some quarterbacks. He said we got to find somebody. We need to find somebody now. And the guy that stood out to me was Steven Johnson.
And I got a call out of nowhere from Coach Hinshaw. I guess he had seen my film, really liked it.
As far as playing behind Drew Barker, Johnson says he's happy to do whatever is needed. But make no mistake, this 6'2", 183-pound junior wants to play, and he wants to make an impact.
This team deserves as many wins as it can get, and we're destined for greatness here.
All righty. Meanwhile, out in Bowling Green, Western Kentucky head coach Jeff Brom says he still hasn't decided on who will be his starting quarterback this season. Remember, Brom originally hoped to name a starter by practice 10. We have now passed practice 12. Today, Brom said his 3 main candidates have all played well and have made it tough for him to decide who will lead the offense this season. Drew Eccles, Tyler Ferguson, Mike White, all 3 want the job. Brom says it's not an easy pick.
It's a close battle. You know, I think all 3 quarterbacks have improved, and I like all 3 of them. They all bring something different to the table. I'm feeling more comfortable with all 3 of them, but it is a tough decision.
More Hilltopper news. Hey, somebody alert our friends at the E-Network. We have a fashion alert at today's Fan Fest. The Hilltoppers unveiling their new uniforms for the upcoming season. The uniform, I'm told, includes several references to key figures and events in the program's history. You see that pattern work there on the helmet stripe? That's a nod to the fedora once worn by legendary head coach Jimmy Fikes. How about that? Straight ahead, Lou City plays to a 2nd straight draw. We'll get reaction from head coach James O'Connor coming up. Quick turnaround for Louisville City just 4 days after playing to a tie with Harrisburg. Head coach James O'Connor and company right back to it tonight against Rochester. Louisville hoping to reclaim first place in the Eastern Conference with a win tonight. Problems, though, in the first half. Kadeem Dakers looked to play it back, instead turns it over And it leads to this. Christian Valesky, 8th of the year, and Rochester the 1-0 lead on Louisville. That lead would remain until the 85th minute. The free kick here for Louisville off the post. Paco Craig on the rebound, and Louisville ties it up. Moments later, Lou City, a breakaway, chance to win in extra time. Chandler Hoffman for the win. Not there. Louisville settles for a 1-1 draw. With the draw, Lou City moves back into a tie with the Red Bulls 2 for first place.
First half, I don't think I've seen us give the ball away so cheaply. I mean, it was, we give the ball away under no pressure continually. But in saying all that, I thought second half, the fight back from the players was fantastic, and I thought the supporters second half were absolutely tremendous, well, including the first half. I thought they really stood with the guys. I thought you could constantly hear them singing, constantly hearing them cheering the guys on, and I think that definitely played a part as well.
Right. Baseball now, even though they still remain at the bottom of the NL Central, there's no denying Cincinnati's playing a lot better over the last month. The Reds, 20 games under 500, but they're 16-10 since the All-Star break. They look for a second straight win against the Brewers tonight. Dan Straley, 3-0 in his last 5 starts. He looked great early on, tells Ryan Braun to sit down, does the same to Chris Carter. How about one to Martin Maldonado? Straley, 5 1/3, gave up 10 hits but only 2 runs, struck out 6. Cincinnati led 1-0 going into the 6th, and that is when the Reds blew it open. Eugenio Suarez crushing it to left. A 3-run homer, part of an 8-run 6th. Reds make it 2 in a row over the Brewers, 11-5 the final score. In the minors, Bats looking for a 4th straight victory tonight, taking on Gwinnett. Real frustrating one for Louisville. The Bats jumped ahead in the 5th. Bryson Smith lines one into left. Jose Peraza into score. Bats go up 3-2. They would lead 6-2, but it all fell apart in the 7th and 8th. 5 straight from Gwinnett. Bo Amaral drops it in center field, allowing the go-ahead run to score. Gwinnett comes back from 4 down to win it by the final of 7-6. Let's try this again. After their first preseason game was canceled, Colts at it again tonight for real against Buffalo. No Andrew Luck for Indy, which is probably why that guy looks so sad. Luck sat out the game, so leading the Indy offense, Scott Tolzien, second quarter, finds Jordan Todman, and look at the former Husky go. 42-yard touchdown. Colts would go on to win 19-18, and that is Sports Tonight. I'm Mike Lissette.